report by Satellite Monitor notes that SES delivers TV channels to 30 million TV homes in Africa via its satellite fleet. Clint Brown, Vice President for Sales and Market Development at SES, joins us from Johannesburg to discuss this and suggest solutions to improve Africa's satellite penetration. Clint, thank you so much for taking the time out to join us today.
Thank you for having me.
Now, according to a report that you put out, you say that your satellite serves about 95% of TV homes in Ethiopia, 65% in Ghana. Just an example here, 55% in Tanzania, 48% in Uganda, and 28% in Nigeria. Now, what are your thoughts of the reasons behind the regional discrepancy and, of course, the progress that's been made to increase coverage of underserved territories like Nigeria and Tanzania?
Well, the rollout of digital infrastructure varies in different countries, and the process of doing it has varied in different countries. A lot of countries use a terrestrial footprint, some use satellite, and where satellite has been used as part of that mosaic of transport layers, that's where you get greater penetration. And that's purely down to the fact that satellite is a great disintermediator of distance and a disintermediator of time. And what I mean by that is that by using satellite, you can get to more people more quickly. And as a consequence of that, you'll find in the countries where satellite is a very significant part of their rollout process, it makes the biggest difference in terms of the homes it can get to and the people it can bring the television content to.
Okay, let's move on. Now, satellites, as you know, help overcome the challenges of time and investment, especially when rolling out quality television pictures. But can you speak more specifically to the costs associated with satellite infrastructure? How much more could the use of satellites save?
Well, the big benefit of satellite is that it gives you 100% coverage. The wide beam footprint that a satellite gives you from its transponders gives you maximum coverage. So it gives you maximum coverage of the population, regardless of whether it's in cities, regardless of whether it's in rural locations, peri-urban locations, whatever. So the unit cost of delivering satellite actually is very economical from that perspective. Now, people tend to think that fibre is the only way to go. And fibre in cities will always be the first choice because the infrastructure is there. But where you have to go beyond cities, satellite gives you the benefit. And the speed at being able to roll out satellite technology, the speed at which to be able to take satellite into the far reaches of your countries or the different countries and different environments makes it an ideal tool to drive digital transformation, whether it be for data, whether it be for television, whether it be for any sort of media transmission. Satellite is a fantastic tool for doing that.
Now, coming off the back of the just concluded World Cup in Russia, where we saw live football games being streamed globally, how much of a time lag does this actually entail? And if significant, what are the strides being made to reduce so that when content creators say an event is live, it's actually live?
Let me assure you, the event is live. We're talking about seconds. We're not talking about minutes or hours or days in delay in terms of the broadcast. No, it really is seconds. I mean, you could have those multi-screen homes you have where the kids are watching one game and mum and dad are watching another in another room. You might hear the cheers about a second later after a goal is scored. So there's no significant difference at all. Having said that, we now have two types of satellites in orbit around the planet. So we have our geostationary satellites, which are the high orbit satellites, and we have our MEO, our mid-Earth satellites, which are significantly closer to the Earth, around 8,000 to 10,000 kilometers. And that reduces the round-trip delay between the signal traveling up to the satellite and back down to the Earth. So when you're talking about live, when you're talking about gaming, when you're talking about situations that require a quick response, those new high-throughput satellites can give the same sort of performance as a fiber connection. So satellite is making huge strides in transforming the communications market by bringing more and more interesting and more sophisticated technology to improve the quality and the performance of the signal and the customer experience, of course.
Okay. Of course, of course. Now, one of the most popular, if not the most popular distributors of satellite television across the continent, obviously DSTV. Now, many users complain of a poor quality of service, especially when it rains. Now, could you help us understand the reasons behind this and how this situation can be sorted out through the use of satellite technology?
Well, rain, like any other interference mode, can affect any radio signal, and we're still talking about radio signals at the end of the day. However, the technology that exists today can mitigate for that to a very great extent, and sometimes the rain isn't even local rain. The rain could be at the head end in another country, and that is what could affect the signal. However, as I said, the new technologies that are being developed, the new signaling techniques that are being developed, mitigating against that, and you'll tend to find that rain isn't so much of a factor when it comes to transmitting a signal. And I can certainly say as far as SES is concerned, we invest a lot of money in our ground earth station technology and in the boxes that we partner in the development with the box manufacturers to make sure that rain becomes less and less of a factor. Clearly, if it's monsoon rain, yeah, there could be an impact, but when we're talking about showers and occasional showers, absolutely not. Rain, certainly the way we design our network and certainly the way we operate our network, is less of a factor on almost a weekly and a monthly basis.